It's time to go ahead and review it, and we're going to talk about, was it a success or was it a bust? Stick around. Hey guys, what is happening? My name is Brandon. Thanks so much for stopping by again. If this is your first time stopping here and you want to talk about all things NASCAR, race reviews, and headline related, please by all means consider subscribing and clicking the bell notification so you don't miss anything. Alright, well now that we've got that out of the way, it's time to talk about Atlanta. Typical race review here for us today. We're going to go ahead and discuss our green flags, yellow flags, and black flags of the race. And by all means, if you have other green, yellow, and black flag moments, please let me know what those are down in the description below. And just a real quick note, even before we get into that, there were some other things that are going to be touched on here in this review that I went more in depth on in another video, and I'm going to put a link to that video right up here so that you guys can check that out if you'd like as well. Just another small thing I wanted to share with you all. I had put a challenge out to my Google Plus community in NASCAR, which if you haven't joined that, I will also link that up as well in the description. I put a poll out. I had told them that if we got at least 80 votes, I would feature it here on the page. So here it is. I'm going to go ahead and give you the screenshot of where we're at the time that I took the screenshot. My question was, overall, if people were satisfied with the ticker or the pylon that NASCAR on Boxx is using. Overwhelmingly, it looks like most people are not satisfied with that. So guys, I thank you all very much who have watched this video, who follow that community on Google Plus, where you may have been led to from this video in voting. I'm going to give the same option to vote here on the channel with this card up here so you guys can let me know. We'll compile all that data and I'll let you guys know on the next upload just overall how we did. So let's talk about the green. Let's talk about the good so far. So I've got 2 green flags for this weekend. First of all, let's give it to Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick went out during the Xfinity and Cup races and put on an absolute clinic. Nobody could touch him once he got rolling after about 5 or 10 laps. The best part is, everybody knows what he's doing. They just can't mimic it. They cannot copy what he's doing. In fact, a lot of the race chatter yesterday, before he really had to start pedaling it to get back to the front, was that he was letting off way before they ever got to turn 1. He was actually letting off through that little tri-oval track that they use with the pit lane. So I mean, that's a huge amount of distance to lift off and coast through the corners. But he made it work. Great win for him. Symbolic. There's been 2 great finishes this year in NASCAR. You could not have written better finishes, and it's just great for the sport. It's great drama. It's great things to talk about. Second green flag. Gotta give it to NASCAR, Atlanta Motor Speedway, and most importantly, you guys, the fans that attended that race. Atlanta Motor Speedway and NASCAR, you knew that the weather could be a factor. You bumped the start of the race up to try and compensate for that, and you didn't beat the rain out, but I believe that you did give the opportunity for the track to get dried out, and the race ended at a pretty decent time last night. So kudos to you guys for working with the track and everybody getting it dried fairly quickly, even for as rough as that surface was. We got it dried quickly and we were able to get the full 500 miles in. So great to see that. Great job by everybody in the planning stages to get that done. Now we talked about the green flags. Let's move on to yellow flags. For our yellow flags, the first one we're going to go ahead and cover is Bubba Wallace's unfortunate incident that he had towards the end of Sunday's race. Now, for those of you that haven't seen it, Bubba got blinded by smoke from Trevor Bayne's car, the motor imploding. Could not see anything. I truly don't believe his spotter could see anything. And he ran directly in the back of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Not blaming anyone for this incident. The reason that I listed as a yellow flag is he had a really decent day for his first time there in a Cup car going, and just a bad set of circumstances set him up to have issues towards the end of that race. Second yellow flag, it's actually going to go to Elliott Sadler in the Xfinity Series. Towards the beginning of the race, John Hunter Nemechek, who was making his very first start, seemed to be very loose at the beginning of the race. Elliott Sadler comes up along his outside while Cole Custer is on the inside of him. So you've taken a first-time rookie in an Xfinity car, which handles differently than a truck, and you've now put him in the middle of a three-wide situation, and he gets run into the back of by Elliott Sadler, sending him into Cole Custer. Cole Custer gets wrecked. Now, for one, this ruins Cole Custer's day, which is unfortunate for him. But also the reason that this becomes a yellow flag is Elliott Sadler is the most tenured veteran in the Xfinity Series. He knows better than to push it that early in an event. And I think it was too early. Granted, you're on fresh tires. You've got the best grip you're going to have for a little while. You need to go. I understand that. But I believe we weren't even completely 10 laps into the race yet. So it was sad to see, bad circumstances all the way around, and really, really sorry to see Cole Custer's day come to an end so early. Alright, so now it's time to start waving our black flags for this weekend. First black flag of the weekend is actually going to go to Kyle Busch in the Camping World Truck Series race for two reasons. Number one, with the way that these new pit rules are in place, I don't believe as a driver you have the ability to make that decision right then and there on if you're going to go or not. What happened was he decided that he was going to leave pit road on two tires, and the rear tire on the other side had already been loosened. He pulls out of pit road, he's merging back from the apron, and that tire falls off. Does him in for the day. That's strike number one with this black flag. Number two is the fact that from all reports that I have seen, he refused to do an interview at the end of the race and stormed off, did not do any media obligations whatsoever. Kyle, it seems like we have this conversation at least 3 or 4 times within a season. You are without a doubt one of the best drivers to ever step foot in any race car. You can win in anything we put you in. But you've got to start acting more like a champion than what you've been acting. You have an obligation to talk to the media. If you want to shrug off the first interview right there during TV, that's fine. I understand, heat of the moment, you probably did the best thing you could have at that point. But to not do any media obligations after that truck race, I believe you did not only the Camping World Truck Series a disservice, but you did your fans a disservice as well. Second black flag of the race weekend is, once again, going back to the negativity on social media. Now look guys, I get it. This right here, what we're doing right now, this is a social media platform. I'm not sitting here dogging every bad thing within the race. There were some good, there was some not so goods, and there was some really uglies. We've covered that. You can't harp on everything that goes wrong and not talk about anything that went right. You got to take the good with the bad. It's the only way that our sport is going to prosper and continue to grow. And as I stated, I went into another video that I've done that goes in depth with this a little bit more, so I'm not going to take any more time than just that. The only other thing that I am interested to see that I wanted to just touch on briefly here is what will happen with the new pit guns going forward. There were some failures. They seem to be random at that, but it is definitely something that NASCAR needs to take a look at. Try to find out what exactly happened, prevent it from happening again. And on the next video that we do, we're going to talk about when NASCAR heads out west for the next couple of weeks, what we can expect from that. So I thank you guys so very much for stopping by again today. Thank you so much for your support on the channel. We are doing really, really well. We've gained additional subscribers. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button, subscribe as well, and share this to anyone that you know that may be a fellow race fan like yourself that hasn't been here before. Once again, thanks so much for stopping by. Have a great day.